Good day, my friends. My name is Tracy Repchuk, and I'm the host of Reach Millions TV, an entrepreneurial lifestyle and learning channel where I will educate and introduce you to some of the greatest powerhouses in their fields. As an entrepreneur for over 37 years, I've had the good fortune to appear in Forbes over 27 times, speak in 39 countries, appeared on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, won awards from the Senate, the Assembly, the White House, and President Obama, written 9 #1 bestsellers. And from that journey, I reached millions with my message. So I wanted to show you and introduce you to the people that can help you to find more leads, make more sales, and reach millions with your message. You can find out more about me at tracyrepchuk.com and reachmillionsacademy.com. And today's topic is mastering membership sites. And this is going to allow you to scale your business. So survey results showed that over 83% of people feel that they work too hard, that they don't make enough money to get ahead, that they have no plan on how they're going to stop or get out of their current situation, and they aren't really passionate about what they do. But here's the one that I am really focused on addressing, and that is you have no plan B. So what does that mean? That means that if a child got sick and you were involved in that situation, you wouldn't have the time or ability to be able to take care of that person while you're running your business, because you have the type of business that if you don't show up, you don't get paid. The same applies with what if you were to get sick, right? And you were pulled out of the equation. And these situations came up because I had clients experience every single one of these. What if you had to go and take care of a parent? And this is the exact situation that I found myself in. And if it wasn't for the fact that I had integrated a plan B, when I spent 7 months with my mom after flying up from California to Canada, and thinking I was only going to be there a few days and ending up being there for 7 months to help her through the recovery of the kind of spinal injury that occurred, surgery, and her ending up in a wheelchair. And so it was that moment that I realized it was really important for me to ensure that other people had this in place as well. Or maybe you are just looking for that freedom lifestyle. And in order to accomplish that, you have to have some sort of recurring income where you're not constantly either turning, kind of dollars for hours, or even when you have coaching and consulting practices, in that if you aren't there running them, then you're not going to get paid. People are going to leave, etc. Okay. And so I'm about to show you the model that can help you resolve this. And this is something that I've been perfecting for the last 20 years. The first membership site I built was called Internet Success University. And it was way back in the day. And I was teaching newbies how to, as they were called back then, how to really do internet marketing. And then in the process of that, I really started to search for the model on how they could easily duplicate this. So that's the process I went through. And then I tested it. And then I started to apply it on a small group of people. And then, of course, it was all about how to improve the conversions on that and really get that rolling. Now, the only thing standing between you and your goals, however, is having the right system to help get you there. And that is why the system I'm about to share with you is the backbone to fast and consistent cash. So let's take a look how it pays to be a member. So according to Online Publishers Association and JP Morgan report, membership sites increased in revenues by 500%, and it is the hot revenue model in a $160 billion industry. That means if you had 0.0000004%, an infinitesimal little piece of that pie, that leads to around $640,000. And so I'm going to show you how you can unfold this to help it make work for you. So membership sites really kind of help to move you towards recurring revenue for life. And when I was back in my, I'll call them the stage days where I was traveling around the world and I was speaking on 39 countries, they called me Recurring Riches Repchuk. And the program I actually had was called Recurring Riches for Life. And it was all about how do you create and develop a membership site. And the thing I need people to be aware of is, are you already a member of something? And the answer is always yes. And here's why. Maybe you have that Costco, Netflix, or an Amazon Prime membership, right? That means that you are a member. You're used to being a member, as is everyone else, right? Maybe you have a magazine subscription, a cell phone bill, electricity bill, right? These are things. Maybe you go to a gym, you pay for a gym membership and maybe you never go. Or you are part of a diet site or even business clubs, Rotary, Chamber of Commerce, online clubs that you're a part of. In my case, I'm a part of Win-Win Women, and I'm a part of eWomen, and I'm a part of Women's Speakers Association and Public Speakers Association, and all of these clubs that I pay for, right? So here is the thing. Do you pay a monthly fee? So if you are used to paying a monthly fee, you want to reverse that and understand that so are other people. So when it comes to distributing your knowledge, you want to take a look at that. So membership model, here's why it's cool. 10 people at $47 a month is $470, right? That's not a life-changing moment, but for some, that could mean a car payment. And here you're about to learn why that's a beautiful thing, in that the way that the content is distributed ultimately does not involve you. You get 100 people in, that's $4,700 a month. You get 200 people in, that's $9,400 a month. Tell me you're not going to be excited about something that can bring in $10,000 a month. You're going to be active in that membership. You're going to really ensure that the content is high quality, that all of your members are happy. And 500, that's $23,500 a month. If you want to make your life even simpler, deliver more and charge more. Make sure that you maybe show up once a month for something like that. And then you can do 10 people at 97 for $9,700. And again, 100 people, $9,700 a month from the 970. 200 people, $19,400 a month. So you can also see here that you also need less people to make unbelievable amounts of money every single month consistently. And that's how you start to move towards a financial freedom. If you're not constantly seeking out that next customer acquisition moment, and of course, paying 80% usually of your income being generated to acquire that next customer, this is the way that you can rapidly scale. So what are the benefits of a membership site? Well, it provides instant credibility, a built-in audience, gives you viral marketers. And so that in that instant credibility, you have the ability to position yourself, of course, as that leader, which you will be because it's your club. You have this amazing built-in audience. So when you announce new products, when you are doing a webinar or a training or have an affiliate program that you want to refer and recommend, you have this unbelievable built-in audience that are usually hyper buyers. And of course, it's an amazing route for viral marketers. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, which means when you have happy people in your club, they're going to talk about it. And then, of course, the last but not least is that recurring revenue model, whereas every single month, month after month, you generally know before the month starts what you're going to make. And this is a game change to really remove the stress, worry, frustration, and overwhelm of running a business. Now, here is my favorite part of creating a membership site, and that is what I term double dipping. So here's what I started to discover as I was building my very first membership site years ago. And I was creating the content and I was doing weekly content. I realized, of course, after time that, wow, if I bundled that month's worth of content, I had 12 additional products, which means I could either pull those out and sell them separately, or I could bundle all 12 and make a different product if I wanted. And that's where you can hit the world of double dipping. And of course, I have done this multiple times. And one of my biggest programs that I did that with is something called Your $1 Million Design. That program now sells separately for $2,000. You can go to ymdd.me and check it out. Now, here's where the beautiful part comes. When people were originally making membership sites, I will never forget, I would encounter people and they would have two problems when they came to me. The first was they would say, oh my goodness, I made this amazing membership site, but no one's coming. Right. And I've spent, $6,000 on a website and a master and the membership back end and all the content. And it took me, 7 months to create the content and things of that nature. And so this is what was coming down the pipeline. So they were taking this long ramp up time, which means you're not earning income if you're in full-time content production. And then the other problem is on launch, nobody came. And so I solved both of those problems by creating this simple formula. So what do you do first? You create kind of your first week's content. All right. So that's all you need to do. And then you are going to decide, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to be a webinar coach, do a Q&A class, an interview a month? How are you going to produce this content? And then you can use autoresponders and distribute the content automatically in a drip feed every 7 days. So this became the simple formula that prevented people from building for months and months and months, only to have it not sell on launch day. Well, what's beautiful about this is you're going to know rapidly. Like, let's say you create that first week of content and nobody comes. Okay, well, don't start creating week number 2 content. Sell the membership the way you have it right now, and open those gates. And here's one of the biggest appeals. When you're building that membership site out and the content for the first time, the bonus and why it's so easy to sell that first time around is you say, you're going to be with me, right? Do it live with them. So they get that extra time to get your content and have a Q&A after. And the beautiful part is you get paid to build the membership site when you do it this way. So now you can launch live in a week. You can have passive income. You can increase each month your monthly income, and you get, after that year, or depending on how you want to chunk it out, 12 additional products created while you're already making money. This is how you really leverage that balance between content creation and income generation. Alrighty, so what do you need? How can we do this? I'm going to quickly go through these. You need a domain name. You need a host. You need an autoresponder. You need content. You need a membership software, and you need traffic. So let's take a quick look at each of these. You need a domain name, and you need to get it in the .com. So a lot of people, again, I have full trainings on how do you create and develop a membership site through the YMDD program. But what's interesting here is most people will name their product and then go on and build it and create graphics for it. And then I'll say, well, do you got the domain name for that? Because how are you going to sell it? You need to house the sales page somewhere, right? And so they'll say, no. And then when we go and search, it's gone. So all of this effort was done around something that you cannot acquire as part of your brand. And so you don't want to build something that's feeding somebody else, and you don't want to build something that you can't own kind of the .com for, because that is really how you put your flag out in the internet, is through that. So the second thing is you need somewhere to host it. Most people have hosting providers now. You're already using one perhaps for your master domain. In my situation, it's tracyrepchuk.com. And now you just add more sites to that. So make it super simple. Now, one of the strategies I will tell you is I use GoDaddy to buy the domain names because I love the centralized functionality and management of it, but I do not host with GoDaddy. They are not great. So seek out another one. Reach out to me if you want to know who I host with. And here's the other thing that's very important now. When you are getting your hosting provider, make sure that they provide a free SSL certificate. That is the secure socket learning kind of certificate. And for all its fanciness, it means that you can operate on the internet properly without, because GoDaddy will only recognize now HTTPS. That's where you get that from, okay? Historically, it was only for banks. Now everybody needs it. It's why I don't like GoDaddy is they charge you $80 a year for that certificate. Others don't. Okie doke, autoresponder. This is how you're going to drip feed that content. And what's great is once you get an autoresponder in place, and again, you don't need to do this right off the bat. This just helps you with the management of your people and the distribution of the content. But I'm going to tell you, if this is already overwhelming, don't do it then. I'm going to show you how you can then create a membership site for super cheap without even using an autoresponder until you're ready to scale. All right. So why do I like the autoresponder though? It can drip feed week. Okay. All of the information that you need. It can remind people that there's a session coming up, all of these things. It really is a way to automate the scheduling of communication. You can choose autoresponders. There's so many out there. Aweber, Infusionsoft, One Shopping Cart, Monkey, MailChimp, GetResponse. There's just so many out there, and they each have their pros and cons. So it really depends on what you need. And again, I offer free discovery calls to people if you need to kind of sort out what you need to get. And why is this great? It's personalized, promotes 24/7, sells 24/7 for you, and it helps to build that relationship. Okie doke. So this is really the way that you're going to be able to scale and streamline is kind of with that landing page technology. You drive somebody to that. It goes to your membership offer. You've already got their name and their email address, and now you're prospecting for buyers. Often you'll see ads doing this, when somebody does an Instagram ad or a Facebook ad, things of that nature, it's driving this mechanism so that it can optimize lead gen as well as sales. Now, how do you get your content? Okay, so if you're super smart, you're an amazing expert, you already know what you're doing, excellent. Your content will flood out of your head. But if you're the type of person saying, I don't really even know what I would talk about, but I'd like to do a membership, I'd like to try. And that's a great attitude because it costs you nothing, quite frankly, right now to try. Okay. So, but let's say you don't have any idea what you're going to do. Okay, then you can go to Gutenberg.org, a free public domain, and you can go and get books and you can take people through that content. You can do an entire membership on the science of getting rich. That is a free book in the public domain. Same with Think and Grow Rich. It is a free book in the public domain, especially if these are two things you're excited by. You can have a whole membership site week after week where you take up a chapter, you take up a point, you punch it in, you work with people on it, whatever you want to do, right? You can repurpose what you have and already. Because chances are, if you've been in business for a while, you have content all over the place, right? Well, just gather it together and start to make that into a membership site. You can invite guest contributors. This is a cheap and easy way to do it, right? You can say, hey, I know Tracy and she's great in social media. I'm going to have her come and talk about social media to my membership. You're welcome to invite me to come and do that. You can buy what's called PLR, private label rights content. Okay, this saves you time and you can really get it going up rapidly with the work somebody else has done. Now, how do you do it? You can do a webinar. You can record it and turn that into a product with, Zoom now. It's super simple, right? You just start your own little webinar if you want, or you invite those people to it, or you do that and you broadcast it to your Facebook group if that's where you're going to house the membership community. You can, again, invite someone and interview them and turn that into a product. And so if you're looking for guests, you can go to rtir.com and just go to the Need a Guest button and use the search bar. You can go to Blog Talk Radio and use the search bar. You can go to LinkedIn and use the search bar. Okay, there's people looking to get interviewed all over the place. It is not one of those things that is hard to find. Now, the next thing you need is your membership software. And again, this is super simple. If you have WordPress, you can use Wishlist. It's already kind of part and parcel of that product. You can use programs like Amember Pro. And I just threw a list here of different membership sites that are good for different types of companies. Like some are great for clubs, some are good for events, some are great for nonprofits. So here's the list. You can read it later. The bottom line is there's tons of software out there that you can get to house and manage the content and your participants. All right. Now, next, this is where you're thinking, oh, okay, great. I can do a membership site. I'm an expert. I'm positive I can get that data together, but there's no way I can get traffic, right? Well, I got two great answers for you. One is there's tons of ways to get traffic. Obviously, social media. You can buy traffic, which I don't recommend in the beginning. You can borrow traffic. That usually means you need to kind of have a buildup already of people. You've got a list, they're going to swap with you. You're kind of on a peer-to-peer situation there. Here's the best way though, just start to build out various traffic methods. And then just try to ramp them up, whichever one starts to bite. And again, if this is a mystery to you, I have an episode, you can check it in the archives, on traffic. I did an entire episode just on what you're looking at right here, which can help you. But here is the most beautiful answer you're going to discover as part of building your membership site. And I discovered this really early on. Okay, here's the easiest traffic method out there. Your members become your affiliates. All right. So remember, I talked about that viral kind of marketing method. Well, this is where it comes from. It comes from your members. And how does it happen easily? Well, it happens like this. Okay. You really start a marketing campaign as soon as your members join and you say, hey, how would you like to get this system for free? Right. And so there they are. And they're saying, okay, how do I do it? And you say, all you need to do is invite 2 paid members to the community, 2 people that like need the information that is within this membership site that you're going to benefit from as well. Almost every single person knows 2 people, right? So what does that mean to them? And why does this become so exciting for them? Because of this. Let's say this guy comes in now at that $97, just like what he's paying, right? Another guy comes in at $97. There's his 2. Yay! You kick up 50% commission for a membership site. And the reason I generally do this for products and membership sites at a 50% level is because you're not ultimately going to be a part of it. And for this to scale and kind of blow up, when you give 50% commission, that is enticing enough for people to stand up and go, wow, that's a great return, right? So here's the 50% commission. So up it goes. You'll get $48.50 for him, $48.50 for the other guy, $97 that you're paying deducts by your commission, and ta-da, your membership is free. That's all you got to do. I literally could do like a 3-minute video on this little thing. That's my entire affiliate program, you know? And then of course you give them, a way to do that, some text, perhaps, maybe a social media meme. You make it easy so that they can plug and play this. But the bottom line is, this is how you will grow virally and easily, because they choose 2 friends. And then those 2 guys, they're going to want the same thing, right? They're going to do that. Now that's 4 people. Those 4 people are going to want the same thing, right? Now that's 8 people. Those 8 people are going to want the same thing. That's 16 people, 32, 64, 128, and it goes on. That's how you grow your membership. Okay, so the top 4 membership considerations are topic, frequency of distribution, the method, and the price. So let's take a look at these. So your topic, all right, if you really want to find an easy topic, and if you're the type that doesn't already have something and you're not already an expert in something, go and do some research. All you need to do is go to Amazon and click up bestsellers. Any book that is really doing well, kind of in the how-to or that kind of category, take a look at it and see if that's something that interests you and you have a knowledge about, right? Then the other thing is if you want to hop on the top, kind of topics that everyone's seeking, it's make money from home, health and fitness, real estate, finance and investing, and business. These are your top go-to, can't fail type of topics, right? So if you have a topic, let's say you talk about communication, well, that will come under the business umbrella. Let's say you talk about cooking, that comes under the health and fitness umbrella, right? So you just got to slot yourself kind of in one of these, and then that's the category that you start to go for as far as target markets are concerned. And then you have personal development. So that's that big kind of Tony Robbins type of market, right? Anything where anybody is doing something to make themselves better, that's always a go-to as well. Then the frequency of distribution. This is up to you. Here's what I do is when I began, I always start with the weekly type of one, okay? And then so each week I would kind of show up to build the 4 weeks of content for that first month, get it nice and meaty at $47 or $97 and repeat that, right? And I just kept repeating and repeating and repeating till I had 52 weeks of content, right? Then later, once I'd been through that and now it's on autopilot, I then switched it to daily. And I would send them an email like, the Monday, whatever, Monday memories and then Tuesdays, something, right? I had started to slot a day then to remind them, and I would pull out a piece of the membership that they could apply that day pertaining to that week that they were on. And why was this all so easy and automated? The autoresponder system handled all of it. And then monthly, I moved to a monthly for anything that involves maybe a call with me, right? If I want to add that value and maybe charge $497 or $997 a month, and then I would add me to the equation, and I would show up once a month and do a whole kind of, analysis for their business, take a look at their landing page, their website, whatever they needed. So again, your pricing is going to be what you're comfortable with. I'm at a whole different place right now. But when I started, I was $47 and $97 and things of that nature. Okay. Now, the method of distribution. There's a couple ways to do this. I said you can just get an autoresponder and you can queue it that way and emails go to a person. You can have a membership kind of protected page where everybody goes in under the same user ID and password, and then everything's behind a gate, okay? You can create a private Facebook group and put everybody there. Or you can have a fully blown membership site where they go through an academy and they get their lists and they complete their lessons and it shows them their status. All of these are possible. Start with the simplest, cheapest way and move the content as you have money in your pocket and move it there. And now your price Again, I talked about $47 a month. You can do fixed terms like $297 for 4 weeks, $297 for the year. Fixed pricing, i.e. that you get the year for $497 or a fixed term for $497. Or you can use a free membership site. I have all of these in play right now. A free database for a database build. So for example, I have a free course at reachmillionsacademy.com. I'm using that as a database build. When people get in there, they can then buy more courses. Okay, so who's ready to create a recurring income membership? I hope it's you. So you can check out my sites, messagetomillionsmastermind.com. If you need some guidance, book a call with me. And if you want a free gift, just go to fastactionresults.com.